Hey everyone, how's it going? Michigan here with another replay, and this time I'm featuring my first game in the Chieftain Proto. Now I had just picked this thing up. One of the officers in class, Laura Thomas, who I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with, posted in our forum about the great rates that these boxes dropped, and so I decided to buy $20 worth, and this was the first vehicle that showed up in box 3. So what is this vehicle? Well, it's a tier 9 premium version, and it's not a reward vehicle. It is premium, so it does earn extra credits. You can see me inspecting it there, and it earns bonds. And it is the early version of the infamous Chieftain T95 that you get in Clan Wars. And you can tell it kind of looks like it if you've seen the Chieftain or you had one. One of the things that it does differentiate with the Chieftain is the speed. Now this tank does feel a little bit slower, and while it does have less hull armor, it actually is quite effective. Now you're going to see here, it's going to take me a little bit to adjust to this vehicle. First of all, not understanding the width of my vehicle, driving into that rock. I'm going to take a quick hit there from the CS and the U, and just like that, I'm down to about just over 50% of my health. Fortunately, going to miss that shot too. This tank struggles with accuracy. It has 0.7 accuracy, and it does suffer with dispersion while moving. And at this point, I have improved aiming on here, not vertical stabilizer. So I'm running turbo, rammer, and vert stabs now, which is definitely the way you should go. Now I put my first shot into the enemy Chieftain prototype, quite fitting. One thing this tank does have, it's basically a Chieftain gun with slightly worse stats. Same as you would get on a regular tier 9 versus a regular tier 10. You get the same gun, but it's not quite as good, or it just gets better at tier 10, however you want to view it. As this is an attack tree tank, I take it as a worse Chieftain gun. However, it does have a very nice alpha damage of 400 with 262 pen, same as the Chieftain, same shell velocity as the Chieftain, picking up my second kill there. Now I'm going to get myself into a tricky spot. This tank does not have side armor. It doesn't have side turret armor. It doesn't have real armor in general other than the front. So really you do need to keep the enemies at your front, especially on the ridge line. It doesn't have the same maneuverability either. So you can see there me taking multiple hits. I'm going to put another one into that object 430, and I'm just being very mindful to not back up too far here. I managed to bounce one from the CS52 lease. And I'm really hoping my team's going to help me out here, and they do. Unfortunately, really blow the shot there. And now I'm going to strangely begin to use the turret armor this. I note that I'm not too high, but then I realize I can drive up under this rock. And that puts me perfectly hull down. So right now I'm trying to get the enemies to shoot at me as they are to see if they'll get lit. I'm going to blind fire one in there. And I'm just going to keep rocking this up. Now if I don't rock up onto this mound, the enemies may be able to shoot the top of my turret. And that is this tank's strength. Getting my third kill there, finishing off the UDES-03 tier 8 tank destroyer. And I know that WZ is still over there. There he is. And you can see that aiming circle is quite large. This might be very annoying to watch, but I assure you, it really did contribute to this 1600 blocked I have so far. Now, I'm afraid the battle is going to get in front of me. However, I am a one-shot for most of these tier 8 and tier 9 vehicles. I can take a hit from the Carnarvon and the Indian Panzer. But both of those vehicles are not over here, so I'm going to press the advantage. We're going to speed up the game here a little bit. You can see the Chieftain is only going about 40, which isn't that quick. The regular Chieftain would be doing about 50-55 right now. Let's go back to speeding it up. The enemy team, this is pretty much a win. So now we're just waiting. I apologize for all the zooming in and zooming out. And Object 257 has appeared. Now I can really start to use this ridgeline. This tank does have 10 degrees of gun impression. Remember, it is a Chieftain prototype, so it is an early version. Unfortunately, just barely looking for a shot. Now you can see me wiggling my gun up in the air. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is I haven't addressed it yet. As we get a shot into the tracks, is this tank does have a fairly good sized cupola. So what I'm doing here is after we take this shot, as you can see, if we pause, I'm trying to use the gun barrel to block the 257 from getting a clean shot into my turret. This tank, this cupola, is quite large. It's not like the regular Chieftain where it's fairly invincible. So I'm going to get another shot on there. And right into that front plate as he's angled the wrong way, getting 4 kills, finishing with 3,500 damage, and a pretty clean win here. Let's go take a look at the post-game. So I finish here with a first-class mastery badge, as this was the first day it was out. Fighter for my 4 kills, obviously fire for effect, doing more damage than the hit points in my vehicle. I get top of my team with 3,527 damage, and top XP with 1190. Though the whole team did quite well here. It was pretty clean. Now, it is a premium tank, so I wasn't running premium consumables at the time, but I still made 60k, 50k for mission. We can't really count that. And I got 128,000 credits. Now, the ammunition here is not that bad. Let's take a look at how many rounds I fired. I fired 17 rounds. So if we do a quick calculation here, because I don't actually have it on me, let's take a look at, what was it, 17,000 divided by 17. Oh, well, that's pretty obvious. That's about 1,000, just over 1,000 credits a shot, which isn't actually all that bad. There's some tier 8s that do get a lot less, 200, 300, even, 500, 600 is quite good. But remember, this tank does have the ability to earn bonds. So, now the big question, would I recommend buying these gambling boxes, as Quickie Baby calls them, to get this vehicle? My answer is yes. And I have that for a few reasons. One is, the boxes cost a US dollar regardless of how many you buy. Unlike the Christmas boxes, where it's more it's better value, if you will, to buy more boxes. That isn't the case here. They're $1 either way. So what I would recommend is buying the $20 box first, the $10 or $20 box, see what you get, and then decide if you want to buy more. There is a guarantee where if you don't get a vehicle after 50 openings, you will be guaranteed at least a tier 8 premium. There are the abilities to reroll, but I'm going to defer to some of the people like Quickie Baby and Des Gamez who have made fantastic videos on that. But yes, I would recommend it, and I would recommend this tank. This looks like a good credit earner, and the fact that you get 100 bonds a day, that's, what is that, about 700 bonds a week? And this is a great vehicle overall as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I will answer it as I do with all of them. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.